Hey everybody, it's time for the Grumpy Guy Show. This is Derek talking about episode number 50, She's Always Smiling. Recorded on May 9th, 2022. Tonight we talk about Musk needs help, motorcycles own the lane, and political ad season starts up. It's a good show, so stick around. Good evening everybody, welcome to the Grumpy Guy Show. I'm Derek McAllister.
And I'm Ryan McAllister.
So, we got a few topics tonight. I don't know if it's really going to get me going enough. Probably will, but we'll see. And of course, Ryan's getting himself prepared for the end of the semester, so no topics from him this week, but I think he's got something to say about at least a couple of the topics. So what do you say we get into the first one?
Sure.
Alrighty. So, first thing out there. By now, everybody's probably heard that Elon Musk is basically doing a hostile takeover of Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the way it would be termed in the past, because he's doing this, not... Number one, he's done a lot of illegal things with this whole purchase. Plain and simple. He got up to it. Once you get to a certain percentage of shares, meaning you own a certain percent, you have to disclose that publicly. He did not do that until well after he was beyond that. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that he's doing this as an outright purchase of the company, which makes it so that it's a hostile takeover. It's not something where the company is up for sale. He's just deciding, okay, I'm going to buy all of the shares out there, and that's it. That's a hostile takeover. They aren't naming it that because, well, he's Elon Musk. Ooh. But
44 billion.
Yeah, here's my problem. The richest man in the world, who's worth several trillion... what's he actually worth? Like, he's worth a couple $100 billion, right? Something like that?
I'll Google it.
Yeah, I don't need exact numbers, but here's my... All right.
255.8 billion.
So he's worth $255.8 billion. He needs help and to borrow money to buy Twitter for 44 million.
Billion.
44 billion. Sorry. 44 billion. So that's...
He could have bought 2 grandstand tickets for the Formula 1 race that just happened.
Yeah, but let's look at this.
Money.
Let's look at this in reality here, okay? He's worth 250 billion. He's buying this company for 44 billion. Why does he need help? If he can't afford this, what's wrong with him?
How? Is the big question.
Yeah, that's 25% of his wealth.
That's pocket change to it.
I mean, it's not even 25% of his wealth, is it? What is it?
I don't know percentages.
No, it'd be 20% of his wealth. Because it's less than that, because he's worth 250. 250 divided by 5 is 50. So it's less than 20% of his wealth. And he can't afford this. He needs funding from banks or investors. What the Come on.
I don't get it. How?
But let's go beyond how. If you're going to do a hostile takeover and you're going to make it so there's a private company that you own solely, no.
Use your own money.
Yeah, use your own money. Stop claiming to be so wealthy and rich and everything, and then start this crap. Buy the stupid thing, get it over with. If you don't like the fact that you're taking a chance, then don't buy it. That's all there is to it.
Don't spend 44 billion.
This really, truly comes down to a little. He's being a bully because the platform doesn't follow the rules that he wants.
Mm-hmm.
So what does a bully do? Well, they force their way into it. But there's just, I don't know. I mean, this is just so ridiculous. If he truly can't afford it, then he truly needs to drop the attempted purchase.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple. Don't claim that it's going to be a private company owned by you. No, it's not. It's going to be a private company owned by you and people that you approve to own shares. That's what it comes down to. That's just ridiculous.
It is.
But, what can you do? I mean, the government going to go after him? No, the government can't afford to spend, $50 billion to fight him on this.
Yeah, they gotta save that money and then some for the military.
Yeah, they got to give it all away to all these other countries. And don't get me wrong, folks. I know and understand that Ukraine needs help. But the problem is the United States is in a situation where we need financial help.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what's our debt up to now?
Somewhere in the trillions.
Yeah, it's like $3 trillion. That's our debt. And now we're giving away
how much we owe.
Yeah. And now we're just, let's give away another $800 million.
That we don't have.
Yeah. And then what's going to happen? Well, we're going to get to the point that, we're at our debt ceiling. We can't borrow any more money. So what's Congress going to do? Yeah, we'll just raise the debt limit. It's all right.
Yep.
It doesn't mean anything.
Here we are, 30 trillion.
Oh,
That's
30.
how much we owe.
Wow. That's...
Yeah.
Man. Let's just give more money away.
Yep.
Brilliant move.
Give more money away and raise the military budget.
Yeah.
For the millionth time.
Yeah. And, the worst part in the world is this isn't about Democrats or Republicans. This is about Congress, period. All they do is spend. Spend, 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 spend. It's just insane.
That's the problem with having old people in charge.
It's not even so much as old people.
They don't care. They don't care about money anymore. They're gonna die soon.
It's not even that. What it really comes down to is the fact that all they want to do is please particular people and particular groups of people so that they can get reelected. That's truly all they care about, is reelection. Nothing else matters to them as long as they get reelected.
Yep. And they earn a place in history.
Yeah. That's what all politicians really truly want, is they want to make sure that their name goes down in the history books. It's, I don't know. I'm really at a point of giving up on all this financial stuff. It's ridiculous. You get people that struggle paycheck to paycheck who can't afford anything, and rather than helping our own people who are paying taxes, our government says, hey, you know what? There's people starving in this country. Let's take care of them. Okay, well, how about taking care of the homeless vets that we have in this country? Or the homeless period, whether they're veterans or not.
Yeah, the homeless period.
Or how about taking care of these vets who've gone off on active duty and come back severely injured? And I'm not talking just physical injuries. I'm talking mental injuries. How about taking care of them with proper care in the medical industry, the medical field, and all of these VA hospitals that have been set up for that particular purpose? Let's do that. How about we raise that budget instead of just saying, here, why don't you take this money? I know that you can't afford it. I know that half the money that I give you is going to just end up in your pockets instead of your people's pockets, but that's okay. I'm going to give it to you anyhow. It's just stupid as hell.
It is stupid.
But, you know, unfortunately, what am I going to do about it? I'm not going to do anything about it because I can't, because I'm not rich enough to say, you know what, I'm going to drop everything and I'm going to become a politician.
Mm-hmm.
You know, political campaigns have just gotten to be so expensive now that
Exactly.
it's not a situation where anybody can run. You have to have a lot of money, or you have to have a lot of really wealthy people who are going to support you. And then what happens? Well, now you have to vote the way those wealthy people want you to vote. Otherwise, they're not going to refund you for the next campaign.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so there's your corruption, folks. All comes right down to the money. But at any
About
rate,
money and history.
yeah. So what do you say? Next topic.
What we got?
So next, I had a long and cold ride this weekend to get my motorcycle inspected. But you know, that's not. I mean, that was my choice to actually ride it instead of put it on a trailer. But where I have a problem is the fact that I'm doing the speed limit going down the road, and it's not a highway, just a, 2 lanes, a regular road. I'm going down there. I'm doing the speed limit, and I'm in the right side of the lane.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as a motorcycle, a legally registered motorcycle,
Mm-hmm.
where I am, I own that entire lane. Especially considering the fact that there may be something in that lane that I have to swerve around.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going along, and this lady's tailgating me. And of course, I don't care, just to tick her off. I'm purposely doing the speed limit. Exactly. I'm not going to go any faster. She's not going to speed me up. That's her problem, not mine. She needs to get out of her, she needs to get up off her ass sooner. But she finally gets to, we finally get to an area where there isn't oncoming traffic. She decides she's going to pass me before we actually get to the area where she can legally pass. So she pulls out, and when I say pulls out, you really have to put that in quotes because she didn't actually cross the lines. Basically what she did, she got her driver's side tires just barely across the line and drove past me. Double solid line, so that's why I said it was before we got to the passing zone.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I could have reached out and smacked her mirror with my hand. She was that freaking close. And all I'm thinking is, well, it's a damn good thing there wasn't a pothole or something in front of me that I had to swerve around because I would have run right into the side of her car.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just sitting there focused. She didn't budge. I mean, it's not like she, turned wheels or anything like that or reached to turn on signals or anything. No. She just staring straight ahead like I'm going to, like I'm going to do something. I mean, what am I going to do? Just, let me pull out my gun. Oh, wait, I can't pull it out with my right hand because then I'd be letting go of the throttle. Well, okay, how about oh, that's right, I can't do it with my left hand because, my coat's zipped up anyhow. So what the hell? It's not like I'm going to do anything. I'm not going to shoot her. I'm not going to drive into the side of her because if I do that, I'm going to be the one that gets injured, not her. She might get a couple of scratches on her car. And I'm just like, seriously.
I'd say she deserved it.
And I don't get it. But I don't know. It's just, it's utterly ridiculous how people treat motorcycles.
It is.
And this isn't coming just...
Motorcycles don't get enough respect.
This isn't just because I just started riding. This is something that I've noticed for many, many years. People don't care. They don't think of a motorcycle as a legal vehicle on the road. It's not like I'm out there riding a dirt bike. I'm riding a motorcycle. I mean, it's a cruiser. It's not a small bike. It's 700 pounds. It's not tiny. So obviously it's legal. It's got a license plate on it. And I was just like, really? You got to be kidding me. And then some other guy goes, he passes me, and I'll give it to him here. He passed in a passing zone.
Mm-hmm.
But then he didn't even wait to get past me before he starts pulling over. I'm like, what the
fuck?
You know? And all I could think was,
he could have ran you in a ditch or something.
Yeah, but he doesn't care. And if he did cut me off to the point where I lost control, he wouldn't care. He would have just kept driving right along.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's utterly ridiculous. But
it's stupid.
This truly goes beyond just motorcycles, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Simply put, if you feel the need to drive super fast and you can't go the speed limit, that means that you're going to end up getting up a whole hell of a lot earlier than you do now once self-driving really picks up. Mm-hmm. Because here's the thing, all you people that are pushing these self-driving cars, guess what? A self-driving car will not speed.
Will go the speed limit.
So I'm glad that you're used to driving your 80 miles an hour in a 45, but you know that 2 minutes that you save by doing that, you're going to lose that 2 minutes once self-driving cars really push forward.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. But, you know, at any rate, I mean, it's just so unsafe to do that. You know, you've got to treat people with respect. You've got to actually understand and pay attention to what's going on around you. And that's all there is to it. You can't keep doing this crap. There's just going to be too many people getting killed.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway. So? Yeah. I guess we're really blowing through the topics, eh?
We are. Holy crap. What's this one about?
So the next one. It is political ad campaign season, as everybody knows.
It is. It's an even-numbered year.
Yeah.
And we're not in New Jersey, Virginia, Kentucky, or Louisiana. So we don't have to... Those are the only ones that elect their governors in odd-numbered years.
Yeah, okay. Well, as most everybody who watches the show, all one of you knows...
all one of you.
New York, we had an issue with Governor Cuomo. He was removed from office.
He's not perverted. He's just Italian.
Yeah. Oh my. So anyhow,
now we've gotten that joke out of the way.
So, of course, our lieutenant governor who took over and is now governor, Kathy Hochul, which...
So that's how it's pronounced.
Yeah. Something that bothers me. Anytime she's on TV, she looks like she's smiling. She's telling you the worst news in the world, but she's smiling. You know... Well, we had all these people that got killed with COVID, and, you know, it's just so good. It's so good that we're working on it and we're getting vaccinated. We need to do better so that, you know, more people don't die. And it's just like a big smirk on her face the whole time. Bugs the hell out of me. But at any rate, so back to the topic here. So an ad comes on because she wants to be elected. She wants to be
a full term.
Yeah, she wants to be officially elected to a full term. So an ad comes on, you know, it's saying, "Oh, it's late in the governor's office and the lights are on." Okay, believe that when I see it, but you know, but let's move. I mean, then it says
for her taking over time.
Yeah, so then it says,
just like the rest of it. It's like real people.
It says, since she's come in office, she's passed over 400 bills. And all I could think is, all right, first and foremost, I don't think there's actually been 400 bills that have come through. Because what's she been in there, a year?
Not even a year yet.
Yeah. So, that's my first thing is 400 bills. I kind of question that. But my second thing is, if there's 400 bills that are coming through, what's happening with these things that they're replacing? Or are they not replacing things? Are we just making the code of laws bigger? That's why there's so many loopholes. Is because it just gets utterly ridiculous with all of this crap. Most of these bills, they're 400 or 500 pages. How many of these representatives and these governors do you think are actually reading a 400 or 500 page bill?
None of them.
0. I could put money on it that none of them are actually reading the entire thing.
Because they can't be bothered.
It's not even that they can't be bothered. If she's got 400 bills that she's passed in less than a year, each of them, let's be really conservative. Let's say each of them are 50 pages. That's 2,000 pages, right?
I believe so.
2,000 pages in less than a year. That would mean that pretty much all she's doing is reading these bills. She's not going to do that. Especially when you really truly take into account that most of these things are not only 50 pages. Most of them are closer to 100 pages. So let's say there's an average of 100 pages. That's 40,000 pages. She's not reading all that. None of them are. And these senators and representatives that didn't actually create the bill, they're not reading it either. They're taking somebody's word for it, what's on there. That's all they're doing. How about we just simplify things and make it very black and white and simple? Number one, you pay a certain percentage of your taxes. You pay a certain percentage of your income for taxes. Simple. Straightforward. No games. And guess what that does for everybody who's looking to save money in the government? Well, if they did that at the federal level, that would eliminate the IRS. Why? Because there wouldn't be any reviews of this crap, because guess what? If it's income, you pay percentage of that income. Huh! Wow.
Wow. No way.
But, we can't do that because the rich are the ones that are funding our campaigns. And we can't overtax the rich. And you really got to put that one in quotes. Overtax. I don't know. I mean, we've talked about that whole crap before, but
there isn't such a thing as overtaxing unless we're talking about the poor.
Yeah. The lower the income level, the higher the tax percentage is that they're paying. That's the way that it is, and unless these 400 bills that she's passing are going to fix that, I'm sorry, she's wasting a whole lot of time. Everybody was huge on passing a bill to make it illegal to text and drive. Well, in New York State, there is a generalized law that says that it's illegal for you to do anything distractive while you're driving.
Yep, including texting.
Yeah, that would include texting. That would also include eating. That would also include making a phone call. But, people just think, well, I'm just eating. It's not distractive. Well, it is, because you're worried about what's going to fall in your lap. But, they didn't have to create a bill that specifically called out texting. They already had something there. So are these 400 bills that she's supposedly worked so much overtime on, are they all about just duplicating other things? Or are they fixing loopholes? I wouldn't be surprised. Are they fixing loopholes in there? Probably not. They're probably just creating more loopholes. But, she's taking credit for 400 bills. Ooh, I'm working so hard.
Yeah.
More like hardly working and smiling. Oh, my. But that kind of leads us right into our next topic, because this actually has more to do with campaign ads, but it's about people who are actually attacking her because they're going up against her.
Mm-hmm.
So
they're probably not going to win.
Maybe, I don't know. They're from downstate. At least one of them's from downstate, so they might. They have a chance. I don't think they're Democratic, which would be the only reason that it wouldn't matter that they're from downstate. But at any rate, so they're talking about the rise in crime in New York State and how it relates to the cashless bail system that Cuomo and all of his cronies passed. Basically, what they did is they tied the hands of the judges, so the judges can't make a decision about whether or not somebody should be put in jail, because basically, if they put them in jail, then a couple hours later they're going to walk out because their attorney's going to come in and say, well, you can't hold him because of this law. So they walk out, and the concept behind it was to prevent low-level crimes from filling up jail cells. The idea is to reduce. Ultimately, the idea is to reduce. Is to reduce the prison size so that you can reduce the number of prisons, which also reduces the number of corrections officers that you need, and of course all the overhead that goes with prisons as far as administrative staff. That's the ultimate goal. The problem is it's putting these criminals back out on the street because there's loopholes in there that make it so that even violent offenders can get out easily. So I agree with these people, these ads, that it's a bad idea and it needs to be reversed. What I don't agree with on these ads is that they're talking about New York politics and they're showing smash and grab video from California. What the hell does California have to do with crime rate in New York?
I mean, California's where all the protests are, basically.
There isn't the huge smash and grab stuff going on in New York State. When you see it, it's always out in California. Don't ask me why, but that's where you see it. And I saw something else that was, and one of the other things was, violent crime is on the rise, and they were showing video from someplace else, and then just when you'd think it couldn't get any worse, we had the shooting on New York subways. Okay, well, let's correct something here, folks. The shooting on the subway was carried out by somebody from another state. He was not a New York resident. How is that going to do anything? There's nothing that New York
happened in New York.
Yeah, it happened in New York. But there's nothing to say that somebody from out of state can't come and do this again. It has nothing.
Exactly.
Unless he's been arrested previously in New York State, there's nothing we're going to do about it. Unless there's an arrest warrant for the guy and he's actually in New York State and we know he's in New York State and we just didn't arrest him. This has nothing to do with any political policies. So why is it in an ad campaign? It's just I find these ad campaigns to be so ridiculous. And now there's some other person that first ad that I saw for him. Oh, we may have lost Ryan. Yeah, I'm going to keep going. So the first ad that I saw for this other guy was just ridiculous. He's sitting there and he's like screaming into the microphone, you can't do this, we can't do this, and we gotta do this. He's like yelling. It's like, what the hell? Just ridiculous, people. Yeah, well. But we've lost Ryan, and unfortunately, he might not end up making it back. But you probably heard the music starting up, so we'll see ya.